Please listen carefully.
Well, hello, universe. Welcome to the Optimist Daily Update. I'm Summers McKay.
And I'm Kristy Jansen, and we're part of the team behind the Optimist Daily, making solutions the news. We bring you reader-funded solutions news every day in order to change the tenor of news media, social media, and the direction of your day to help make it one focus on solutions.
7 days a week, we publish positive news stories written by award-winning journalists and delivered online to your inbox and through our social channels. And also, we are sharing these solutions in a commute-worthy, walk-worthy, home office-worthy, it's Monday, let's do this worthy podcast. Today is Monday, the 1st of February, 2021. Good morning, Kristy. How are you?
I'm good. Happy February.
Yeah, happy February. You know why I like February in particular?
Tell me why.
Because it's my birthday week.
Wait, you mean your birthday month?
No, it's actually my birthday week. I mean, I like all of February, but right now actually is my birthday week. My birthday's on Saturday.
Oh, well, happy birthday in advance. I forgot that. This year has flown by. I feel like time has become very slippery.
Fear not, I will remind you every day that it is my birthday week. You will not forget. No, you know what? I agree. Like, our son turned 19 yesterday. He and I have birthdays sort of right one after another, and they both kind of crept up on me simply because the normal preparations and the, machinations that we might go through to plan a party and do this and that just completely escaped all of us. And either his birthday or my birthday are on Super Bowl weekend, which can be a little bit frustrating because in the past, Super Bowl would sort of eclipse everything. But now it's like, what is Super Bowl?
Well,
And
still
are there even commercials? And we know, so
there will be some commercials.
Yeah.
That's why I'm going to watch it still.
Exactly. Yeah.
It will be a much smaller Super Bowl party. I mean,
exactly.
Just with our households instead of
exactly
the massive groupings of friends or tailgating parties that we
Yeah, well, exactly. And so anyway, like you, I didn't almost forget it was my birthday, but there hasn't been a good ramp up. But February is also a really important month because it is Black History Month, and we are going to really make sure to cover some amazing stories about diversity and inclusion on the Optimist Daily
and
this month.
It's also, isn't it International Women's Day? No, that's in March.
You're just making February super busy.
It's already, I cannot believe that we already are a whole month, we've already closed a whole month. Yeah.
Exactly.
So
I know. And you know what? This may very well be another thing the last month that I live in California. So I am feeling like I just have to just surround myself with all of this California love. I mean, all things going as planned, our family will be moving next month. So
wow. And it's a short month too. So, well, let's make the best of it, Summers. Let's make the best of it.
I think we shall. Speaking of the best of it, and I don't know, maybe psychological impacts of best of it sort of ownership, what's your headline?
Well, my headline, and thank you for that toss up there so I can catch the ball, but the headline that I wanted to talk about today is Psychological Ownership Boosts Environmental Stewardship. And I think this is such an important concept, and something I wanted to just highlight in relation to the environment, but it also in relation to everything in our lives, I really feel like. But researchers from Cornell University have found that more people are likely to become environmental stewards of public land when they feel that they are personally connected to that land. And so the idea of place and space and sort of ownership and responsibility really has a profound impact on how we act. And so it's not surprising. It's not like this is kind of a, oh, duh. But I like that it was laid out by these social scientists from the University of Cornell that they did a study. The researchers went first to a lake in Wisconsin where they asked kayakers to think of a nickname for the lake before they went out for a paddle. And they found that those who picked the nickname for the lake actually picked up floating trash. So when they named the lake that they were in, or they kind of had this sense of, like a relationship with it, like a nickname. You give a nickname to somebody that's your friend, right?
Right.
Right. Or even if it's your frenemy and it's a funny nickname, but you still have a sense of ownership. And they picked up trash 41% more of the time compared to other folks who maybe got 7% of the time they would pick up a piece of litter. So again, for a cross-country skiing park, researchers asked some skiers to plan their route through the park before they left. And simply the act of planning their route and having that like direct connection to the landscape, they more than doubled the likelihood that visitors added a donation to their skiing fee or offered to
Mhm.
volunteer for the
Mhm.
park. So it's these little things, I think, that it's like that psychological switches where you feel a direct connection or some sense of ownership that you really start to pay more attention to your surroundings. Kind of
Well,
similar
and
to when if you're just a renter versus an owner of your house, right?
well, so it depends. Like every home I've ever rented, I have given some sort of name to. So I love these homes that I have rented, and I imagine I will love the home that I own in the future. But what I think this reminds me of is what we talked about during January when it came to New Year's commitments or commitments in general, is that you're more likely to do it if you say what you're going to do versus what you don't do. But you're also more likely to do it if you name the thing in honor of someone else, right? So if you are choosing to be an ecological steward for your children, or if you are choosing to be a ecological steward to ensure, basically it's like put a face to the decision and put a face to the plan that is ahead. And so I love that this actually shows a lift in overall stewardship in ecological commitment as well. And what I think this offers is a pretty decent transition to the story that I wanted to talk about, which is ways that once you have taken ownership, how you can then move forward in protecting it. The headline that I want to talk about today is these 4 key steps are designed to help individuals protect biodiversity. Okay, so biodiversity we know is really critical. We know that it's important both in the way that you manage your home, the way that you eat, that we continue to commit to biodiversity. And tackling that dwindling biodiversity problem requires an approach that targets the program holistically. A report from 22 institutions that was led by the Interdisciplinary Center for Conservation Science at the University of Oxford has concluded that there are 4 key steps dubbed the 4 R's involved in this commitment. The 4 R's are reframing, reducing, restoring, and renewing.
And that the first one is refraining, right? Not reframe.
Refraining. Sorry, you're
Yeah.
right. Refraining. So, refraining from having a negative impact on nature as much as possible. Reducing our harm on the environment when our impact cannot be avoided, because sometimes it can't. Restoring any damage we've already done. And finally, renewing the natural world by improving damaged ecosystems. This reminds me of the mantra for camping, right? Where you leave it better than you found it. What is that? The camping
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I know it from the bathrooms
boat.
on on an airplane, right? Please leave it nicer than how you
Exactly.
found it,
Exactly.
right? Like,
Leave it nicer than how you found it because while you may have some impact while you're there, leave it nicer than you found it. Leave no trace. That's right.
leave
Okay.
no
So
trace. Okay.
Amelia totally just put that in the chat to remind us what it was. But
Well,
nonetheless,
she's just come back from camping, right? So
exactly. So leaving no trace. The goal is to mainstream biodiversity. The authors are suggesting that it should be considered by everyone who makes decisions about the use of natural resources. So when you have that stewardship, when you have that ownership, then these are kind of the tactics and tools that you can use to ensure that you're taking the measures of that thing you named and making the world a better place. I liked it. Kristy, have you, in your experience, as you've traveled about the world, have you done better for something because you named it?
Um, well,
Like,
I think building a relationship with anything, we are by nature relationship oriented beings. So, yes, when I was a little kid, I mean, this is so silly, but I would find faces or figures in pretty much everything. And I don't know if I had a particular tree that was actually a friend that
mm-hmm.
I kind of considered a friend, right?
Yeah,
Um, and I don't know, I guess that's the Shel Silverstein book, The Giving Tree.
the giving tree.
I may have been influenced by that book, but there was something about the idea of forming a personal relationship, or Charlotte's Web. When you have a personal relationship with some other creature or being or space, it's really hard to abuse it in a willy-nilly, right? You feel like keeping it nice. It feels like yours. I feel responsible. And
Right.
so like everything. And I don't know, that's how I treat my houseplants now and my but,
I know I'm
so
so worried about my
yeah.
orchids for this move. I don't know. I mean, they're going to be fine. Ladies, you guys are all going to be fine. But I'm very worried about them. If anybody is an expert on moving orchids, let me know. How do you move them across country? Christy and I and our houseplants are like a whole character portfolio here on the Optimist Daily Update.
All right. Well, I think we're getting a little too deep in the weeds, so to speak.
Oh, I love your puns. I love your earthy puns, my friend. Yes, we'll let everyone go. Guys, there are many great other headlines on the Optimist Daily today. We're going to make it a short one today because we blathered on quite a bit on Friday. And we've got a busy week to get to because we have to celebrate my birthday all week. Thanks, everybody, for listening to the Optimist Daily Update. We promise to continue to share positive, solution-based stories with ideas on how you can participate in this changing world and ensure it is changed for the good. We promise to cover the current events with accuracy, legitimate sources, and offer you the information needed most to chart new paths for all of us.
And please consider, if you aren't already, becoming an emissary on theoptimistdaily.com. And for starting at just $5 a month, you can help support reader-funded independent journalism and be a part of the solution-changing consciousness that addresses our world's biggest challenges with a problem-solving mindset. Please help us keep the Optimist Daily free for everyone who needs it, supported by those of us who can. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll be back tomorrow with more solutions.
Thanks, everybody.